So a lot of people have been talking really deeply about the 2027 elections. One of the things that people have been talking about is the fact that the political party that is in the center at the federal level has begun to gather a lot of momentum, given the number of people who are defecting to the party. Those numbers are the numbers we didn't see under, the administration of President Buhari while he was going for his second term. We rarely saw people defect the way that people are defecting to the APC now. But what is exactly fueling these defections? Is it truly about the fact that the government at the center is doing so well that the people want to identify with it? Or is it that people are looking for something else? Okay, maybe for what has been said earlier today in the papers, that contract, automatic tickets are what is fueling these moves. Well, so many persons have also said there are dangers to this one-party system. The former president, Goodluck Jonathan, also spelled out some of these dangers. But I'm wondering what you think, though. This move or this call, even though in one quarter people say is the political sagacity of the person who's leading the party and the person of Tinubu, saying that he's political jagaban, some others say, look, it's not about jagaban. It could be a sign of something sinister to happen pretty soon. How so? How much so? We have with us in our offsite studio this morning, ABDULRAHMAN MANGA. He is the Director General of the Kawra organization. Good to have you. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you again. I mean, I'm sure that this discussion is also palpable in the north where you are. Tell us the feeling of this movement to APC and what people are talking about. What exactly do you think that they're fueling people moving to the APC? Whether you think this would dovetail into a one-party system that might cause chaos for our democratic institutions?
Well, good morning, viewers. I'm happy to be here once again. And as we all know, this is politics and it's time. Usually, times like this, you find issues like this taking place, people defecting from one political parties to another. And I must confess to you that in the Northwest, I'm sure it's the good governance that has been seen in most of the state governors and also the kind of unprecedented transformations and projects that Mr. President, the Commander-in-Chief, that is Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is bringing to the Northwest, and that prompted most of the defections. That's the best, how best you can get, because we have seen so many projects ongoing, those ones that are not completed on the pipeline, so many approvals to continue with the good work of the president. And I think it's about time that the political parties, most especially those in the opposition, to align with the winning party so that they also enjoy the dividends of democracy. I want to assure you that what is happening is expected, because what you need in democracy is the dividends of democracy, and that gives you the reason to be in one political party or in another. Just recently, the Northwest governors, ministers, advisors, and all political stakeholders have gathered in Kaduna to give vote of confidence to the president because of the unprecedented transformations and projects taking place in the Northwest. And that gives you a lot of, belief that the president is doing well, and we need to support him in his second term bid. And vote of confidence giving not only to the president, also to the governors. We come back to my state, the APC state, the governor, the most powerful governor in the Northwest, I must say, Kebbi State, Dr. Nasser Idris Orangwendu, where just recently, yesterday, the CPC bloc decided to give him vote of confidence that they remain in APC and they will support Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and support the governor of Kebbi State. That is a very good development, and I think for those who want to defect, I think it's a bad sign that the APC is a family and it's getting stronger every day.
Right. So many persons think that this move towards APC, these defections from all other parties to the APC, would harm democracy in the long run, given that when you empty the opposition party into the ruling party, you are most likely going to a place of tyranny. It means that the government of the day can do and undo, and nobody holds it, accountable, because those who are supposed to be in the opposition would not really have a voice or even a teeth to bite. Do you think so?
Not at all. I don't think so, my brother. There are some countries that have one-party system and they are doing great and they are really boosting the economically and what have you. And if what President Bola Tinubu is doing gives room for one-party system, I think there's nothing wrong about that. Because what is important is the dividends of democracy, and it's really now showing that really the president is up and doing. Most of the policies that we have that are policies that are long-term policies, so people will actually feel the impact. They don't feel the impact, because sometimes short-term policies, programs or short-term measures, you just window dressing. But when you have a long-term, solution to matters, then you begin to enjoy or begin to reap the dividends of democracy. And that is, I think, one of the reasons why most of the senators in the National Assembly, members, House of Reps, are beginning to realize that it's good to be in the APC, and APC is really doing good. I want to give you an example with my state. We have more than 7 to 8 projects ongoing, and it's ongoing is approved by the President and the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Mr. Ahmed Bola Tinubu, and that has nothing to do with a northerner or a southerner. It has just to do with leader, and we are impressed with what Tinubu is doing in Kebbi State, because you look at about 4 or 5 major federal roads ongoing, and all have been approved by the President, and the projects are ongoing. I visited most of these places, and I want to tell you that the projects are really good projects. They meet up all the standards that is required, and I think we have no reason in Kebbi not to vote for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Having a project of over 550 billion naira in Kebbi, you can believe me that we have every reason to vote for the president.
I mean, when you said something around the lines of the other countries practicing one-party system, I understand that you probably may be thinking China. China is not a democracy; it's a communist, country, and you can't compare China and Nigeria, for instance. I mean, we're talking democracy, we're talking opposition, we're talking, holding government accountable. That is not, to say that, you can't praise the strength of the person leading it right now. But what we're saying is, if you empty other political parties by way of, putting fears in the minds of these people, or maybe pushing them, or maybe luring them into the party, it just destroys the very essence of democracy. Don't you think so?
Well, I want to tell you that it has nothing to do with luring or what have you. Nobody is forced into APC by force. Nobody is forced into APC by duress or whatever. Everybody comes into APC because of his conviction. And like just recently, we have about 3 senators that left the PDP for APC in Kebbi State. So we have virtually all the reps in Kebbi State, and the senators are all APC now. These are all people who are very powerful, people who have played a significant role in their political party and have emerged and won their elections. Despite the fact that the APC government is in place, but yet they believe in what Mr. President is doing, and they decide to come back to the APC. So it's not about the president or the APC wooing or forcing anybody to come. We will still have political power. We will still have oppositions. We will still have oppositions in Kebbi, in Nigeria. Let me use the word. But what the president is doing is what is making them believe that they are supposed to be with the president, and nothing more. So it's not possible for us to have a one-party system, as people kept on saying, one-party system in Nigeria. We will have political parties that will also come and contest with the ruling party. It all depends on who is believing what. And that, I believe, we will see a lot of opposition coming up to contest with the president. Only that the APC is waxing stronger because of the performance so far we are recording in recent times.
So it's 2 years down the line. For those who had their elections in 2023, from the presidents up onto the states, they're going to be counting 2 years by the 29th, that's next week. I mean, if you see the indices, it is still very, very abysmal. I mean, there's no sugarcoating it. People have become poorer. Food have become more expensive. The minimum wage is nothing to write home about. I mean, just name it. Insecurity is practically every nook and cranny of this country. So we are still even worse off than where we were under Buhari, isn't it? So this is 2 years down the line, and the scorecard is not showing very good numbers for the federal government.
My brother, I must sincerely tell you this, without fear of contradiction, that you don't judge, the success or failure of a government in just 2 years. We still have 2 more years to go, and I want to tell you that some of these indices are just fabricated indices. We have seen a lot of changes taking place, and we believe that those changes are going to improve with time. These problems we see, they are not problems that have started during the Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu era. So we don't expect them to, in 2 years to crash all of this. Mr. President is working, and Mr. President is committed. I want to tell you that the insurgency or the insecurity you are talking about is drastically going down by the days. We are coming from where there are insecurity. We are from the Northwest. We are seeing what is happening, what happened then and what is happening now. Drastically, things are going down, and we believe that, God's willing, things will gradually reduce to the barest minimum. We can see the kind of commitment our governors have put in the fight against insecurity. I want to tell you that I come from Kebbi, and I'm telling you always, I give you example from where I come from, how my governor has been up and doing, ensuring that security is his top priority. And we have issues of Lakurawa, who has been coming and time to time, but the president, the governor in support of the president, have given all the logistic support, all the support that is needed to be able to flush these people out. And today, without fear of contradiction, the attacks they usually do doesn't take place, like the way they have dominance in other places. These are places where they only have a kind of hit and run approach, which most of these places, my governor has implored the services or have insisted that the president, with the support of the army, chief of army staff, deploy a base to be able to contain those entrances which they come from the neighboring country, Niger. So I want to tell you that this is happening, this is going on fine. And we have in agriculture, with the support of Mr. President and other policies and programs that is being rolled out, so many things are being, the support is tremendous, and we are seeing so many support coming from the federal government and the governor of Kebbi State to ensure that agriculture, being the food basket of the Northwest or Nigeria, Kebbi State is doing well. And most of these places that usually are being affected, that they don't farm, today they are all farming. Most of the camps that we have, we don't have a single camp in Kebbi as I speak to you. Most of them have gone back to their various localities to continue their farming. So we have a lot of improvement in terms of security, only that, we cannot, it's not possible to crash it out in total, but the government and the federal government is trying, ensuring that it is reduced to the barest minimum. So please, I want you to believe that these things are all projects and programs that are really tackled head-on with the kind of consistent support with Mr. President giving to the governors to ensure that their states are safe and the benefit of democracy is given to the downtrodden, sent to the downtrodden. So 2 years is down the lane, and we are seeing there's light at the end of the tunnel, my brother.
15 farmers were killed in Kebbi State just recently, and the deputy governor went for a commiserating, to the families. These are not what you say are successes in security. I mean, 15 farmers who have families, who are also looking to eke out a living from going to the farm, who are also looking to produce food for people to also buy from them, have been murdered just because they were in their farms. I mean, these are not the numbers. This is just something that happened recently. These are not the numbers that we're supposed to be counting. And we say we are doing some sort of success, in security. And we also heard that they haven't even, arrested anybody in that direction. And so you wonder really, where is the success coming from in terms of security? Borno State governor, with his own mouth, says he was begging the president, as at today's papers, that Marte should not fall. What does that mean? There is fighting going on right now, that Marte might fall at the very least this week. There are also 3 local government areas in Borno State that's already under the control of these insurgents. And we're saying that, well, we're doing well in security. You said these numbers are fabricated. According to the government's own numbers, there is 133 million people who are multidimensionally poor, and the numbers keep soaring. We're just around 210 million or so, and we have more than half of us who are multidimensionally poor, with kidnappings going on every now and then. You said we are doing well in security? Manga, really?
My brother, I'm telling you that these issues didn't have started today. They've been there right from the Jonathan administration, and they are changing faces from Boko Haram to, it started from herders, farmers, and it started to cattle rustling, and it graduated to Boko Haram. Now we have the Lakurawa and what have you. Let me tell you something. You see, these are problems that already, they don't only happen in Nigeria. So Nigeria is just part of we are experiencing part of these problems. And these things are going down. I'm not saying that these things are not happening, but they are being addressed by the government of the day. And we are hoping that these things continue to go down. Initially, the Borno was almost taken over by the Boko Haram. Today, Borno is just a faction. We just have pockets of attacks here and there. So you don't get me wrong. These are things that are happening, but they are addressed and they are holistically looked into. So if it is, I'm not telling you that these things are completely addressed, these things are completely tackled. These things the government is doing well in trying to contain it to the barest minimum. That is what I'm saying. And what you are talking about, the dimensional, the poor indices and what have you, that sometimes these indices are just fabricated. These indices are just fabricated. The governors are doing well, and the enabling environment for the common man to be able to farm, to be able to put food on the table. Policies should be put in place that can be able to support people continue with their day-to-day activities is what matter, because the government cannot give you food in your mouth. But at least they can make enabling policies that can be able to help you sustain yourself. So I want you to understand the angle at which I'm talking about. I'm not trying to tell you that completely these things are addressed. And for government of 8 years, 4 years rather, to the assessment should be after 2 years. Then we'll be able to say, okay, what are our achievements and failures? I hope you understand what I mean.
Do you think we're on the right path to, growth and development? Do you think so?
We are with policies
How
and
so?
programs.
The common man in the street don't feel it. The common man in the street don't feel it. The common man wants to know that when they go to the market, they are buying Gary cheaper than what they actually bought Gary for yesterday. They're not going to go to the market with the 70,000 naira minimum wage that they have to not be able to even afford a bag of rice. I mean, that's what the common man is asking for. I mean, is that too much? 2 years down the line, it's 2 years. It's more like midterm. This is the time you have to also assess some of government policies and see where it is headed towards. So the common man on the street right now, you know that I know that they are not finding it funny with what's going on in this country.
It's all over the world, my brother. This is not happening in Nigeria as the case may be. I go to Cotonou, I go to Niger, I go to some parts of the country or world. I see how difficult it is. In fact, with all you are saying now, Nigeria still remains the cheapest place to be. Let me be very sure of what I'm telling you, that Nigeria still is the cheapest place to be. When you go to Cotonou, you will not be talking like this. And life is not as easy as what you think. You know, so, and this is a global thing. We just hope that Mr. President continue to do more and the governors continue to support the president in bringing the whole thing to the common, easier for the common man to be able to live. So when you now talk about some of these indices, is because you just stay in one place and you begin to think, okay, these things are like this. But when you look at what the world is taking, or what the world is going through now, you now agree with me that this is not Nigeria's problem. This is a global problem.
All right. On a final note, you know, Kebbi State is one state in the northwest that its governor, you know, looks like it's very progressive, giving his projects that we see and hear about. How would you assess his 2 years in office?
Oh, excellent. I want to tell you that without fear of contradiction, Dr. Nasir Idris Kaurangondu is the best governor so far in Nigeria, because he has touched lives. He has been there for the people. He has shown that he's really a Democrat. He is a lover of all. And 2 years down the line, all that you can think of, coming from top to bottom, he has touched the lives of the less privileged, and we are proud of him. And we believe that with what he's doing, not only 8 years, we believe if we can have more than 8 years, we will want to give to Dr. Nasir Kaurangondu, because he is one governor that we have been praying to have. And this governor is here, Dr. Nasir Kaurangondu, is touching the lives of people in terms of agriculture, in terms of food security, in terms of security, in terms of welfare, in terms of all that you can think of. Healthcare is not left behind, and his educational, his priority to education is unprecedented. And we believe that if we have governors like Dr. Nasir Idris Kaurangondu, I want to tell you, Nigeria will be a very, very great place to be in the nearest future.
All right, ABDULRAHMAN Muhammad Manga, many thanks for your time. We truly appreciate your insight on the program this morning. Signature TV, news in your pocket.